Folks, welcome back. Today's message is about a word that's very meaningful to me. Let me give you an idea what this word is. You and I admire this word. We love when people have this word, this quality in them. We like to watch movies where the actor has a lot of this quality in him. We love athletes or any kind of boxer or a fighter that has a lot of this in it. There's something special about somebody that's got this quality. Something happens to their eyes. You got it, I got it, we all got it. And we love following people. We love watching movies. We love watching this quality no matter what we do. Somehow, some way, people gravitate towards this quality and towards this word. And it's a very special word. And that quality, that word is courage. And the word courage is such a special word. You know, back in the days, many years ago, Latin was a language that was required for you and I to study. Back in the days, we needed to know how to learn to read Latin because a lot of things were written in Latin back in the day, so it was a good way for you to translate. And the word courage in Latin is corazón. And corazón in Latin means heart. So the word courage in Latin means heart. That's why you and I hear people say things like, that athlete has a lot of heart, that fighter's got heart, that person's got heart. What we're trying to say is this person's got a lot of courage. You see, I want to go through a few quotes with you because quotes bring a lot of inspiration for us, and also look at the definition of courage and what it really means and what you and I can do to get a lot more courage in us. There's ways to get the courage in us because we all got it deep down inside of us anyway. But here's what courage is. Definition of courage is that quality of mind or spirit enabling one to meet danger or opposition with fearlessness, calmness, and firmness. Isn't that interesting? You see, when you look at all these authors, the great minds, the people that you and I like to read about, they talk about courage in a very specific way. Let me share a couple of them with you. We both heard of Winston Churchill. He once said, without courage, all other virtues lose their meaning. You've heard of C.S. Lewis before, the author of Mere Christianity or Screwtape Letters or many of the other books out there. He said courage is not simply one of the virtues, because without it, we can't practice any other virtue with consistency. Isn't that interesting? German proverb once said, wealth lost, something lost. Honor lost, much lost. Courage lost, all lost. Isn't that wild? In times of stress, this is what Horace said, in times of stress, be bold and valiant. You look at Ovid. You've heard of Ovid before. Fortune and love favor the brave. That's pretty interesting also. George Bernard Shaw says, you don't learn to hold your own in the world by standing on guard, but by attacking and getting well hammered yourself. Isn't that wild? Getting well hammered ourselves. Napoleon once said, with audacity, one can undertake anything. Jean Honolulu once said, true miracles are created by men when they use the courage and intelligence that God gave them. Confucius once said, the superior man makes the difficulty to be overcome his first interest. Success comes only later. William F. Halsey once said, all problems become smaller if you don't dodge them, but confront them. Let me ask you a question. When I read these names, what do you think about? Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, Billy Graham, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Reagan, the founding fathers, Alexander, Patton, Napoleon. What do you think about when you think about these guys? Courage. They had a lot of courage, and they changed the world, and their names will forever be in history books simply because they had courage to do those things, to go out there where the other people fear doing, where everybody still got the courage part of it, but they all had it. Do you like watching the movie Men on Fire with Denzel Washington? Do you like John Q? Do you like 300? Do you like Braveheart? How about The Patriot? Do you like Gladiator? Do you like Lean On Me with Morgan Freeman? Do you like these movies? Do you know why? Do you know why we like to watch these movies over and over and over again? Have you seen these movies more than once? Have you seen Rocky? Are you one of these guys that loves watching Rocky? Have you seen Rudy? What happens when you watch his movies? When you're by yourself and nobody's on, you're watching these movies, do you get the tears? Do you get a little bit emotional? Do you sit there when you watch John Q and he says, of course, my son's not burying me. I'm not going to bury my son. My son's going to bury me. What happens when you watch these movies? What happens when you experience these things? Something happens to you. Do you know why? Because we love courage. We love people with courage. You got it. I got it. You just got some inspiration here. At the end of the day, what it takes to go out there and do something big, we all feared at the same time anyways. Don't think these people weren't afraid. Don't think Lincoln wasn't afraid, Martin Luther King wasn't afraid. They were also afraid. We all are afraid. But they made the decision to go ahead and do it anyways. And that's something you can also do. And if you do, your muscle, the courage muscle, is just like the rest of them. It's just like your biceps, your chest, your legs. The more you put it in action, the more you put it into work, the strength of your courage gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And challenges become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And when they interview Einstein and said, what made you special? He said, it's not that I'm smarter than you. I just stay with problems longer than you do. And if you stay with some of these challenges longer and you solve it, you find it, next thing you know, everything you ever dreamed about, you fantasized about, is yours. Simply because you took one of the gifts that God's given you, which is courage, and you went after it. If you do, everything is limitless. Look forward to seeing you guys at the top. Take care, everybody.